Speaking of AI, you're sending me this this AI rap. Hold on. Let me play it now.
Oh man, we're gonna react to this.
Oh, hey. So, that's not Jay, is it? Are those lyrics? Seriously? This is AI?
AI, man.
What about the beat?
The beat, I think, is something that they must have got on YouTube, like a Jay-Z type beat or something. But can you believe that is AI? That's scary, right? That's now gotten into a whole different stratosphere of problems in terms of copyright. But what is that? Like, I mean, a week ago, I messaged us all. There was a Kanye one where the technology, it sounded impressive, right? But we were like, that's a little bit. There's little things that you can sort of feel that's not really Kanye.
Yeah.
A week later, and it looks like it's perfect.
You could just,
right?
if you put this on Spotify and said Jay-Z, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
Difference.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if we were to record a song right now and then put whatever lyrics we want into Jay-Z's, into that thing and spit out a Jay-Z.
And the lyrics
verse.
are written by the AI.
Well, yeah. The lyrics are written by AI, and the voice is all done by the AI.
I've got a scenario for you.
Right.
Do you think in the future people could get behind AI artists? Like, what makes an artist an artist? Seriously.
Well, like, you know how like the industry's changed, right? Like, you don't even need someone in the same studio as you,
of course,
to record a song, or even in the same location as you to do a music video, right?
Yeah.
But now you don't even need the artist anymore.
But tell me, do you see a future where people could say follow AI artists, like artists that self-create their own?
Well, there's no legislation.
And you follow something.
There's no legislation.
No, but what about just from your perspective as a consumer? Could you say, like, I mean, we've done it already with the Gorillas. I mean, they were behind masks for the longest of time. You had that video clip. So why is it so hard to think that we could get behind it if an AI had a persona?
Well, that's the thing.
Does it have to be a person?
I think what we'll probably see is a good use of this would be that artists that passed away, right?
Yeah.
Imagine the Jackson estate saying, we've got, new songs from Michael and these are all things that he wrote and we've just made...
What, you just ingested and AI adds to it or something like that?
Yeah, imagine that. Imagine like that way these artists are timeless, right? They stay forever. You could ask, because we always hear about these artists. Thing? No, but we always hear about these artists saying, "Oh, we were in the studio for like 12 hours and we wrote 50 songs, but we only chose 6 for the album."
Yeah, right.
But like this way, it could just be like, "Oh, well, what are the other songs? What'd you write?"
Yeah,
and then you could really make endless amounts of albums. But here's the thing, right? Like in terms of if you and I were to make a song, we were to record "I'm in Uganda" and Part 2, but it has...
You need to let that go, man. You need to let it go.
Check it out. I don't know where you can check it out. It's not on Spotify or anything.
on my personal laptop.
But if we would
actually, we'll put the link below.
We'll put the link below. Yeah. If we were to record that and say,
featuring Jay-Z,
featuring
buy a feature,
featuring Akon. Right,
and then we put that up.
Imagine we put that up on YouTube and that gets 2 billion views. What happens then, copyright wise?
See,
because that's not Jay-Z. We're using his likeness.
Yeah,
we're using his, like his voice. We would get sued, right? That's what I think. But that's not clear yet. What are the laws on that? Because this is all new territory. No one knows what's going on.
You're right. It's new territory.
Because we could get sued for using his likeness and all that, but we could also, in terms of YouTube like laws, transformative content.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's great in itself. But yeah. It honestly, you know what? This is just very reminiscent of like when cryptocurrency popped up.
Yeah.
And the ATO and accountants just did not know how to figure it out. And still to a degree that these days they're still chasing it, right?
Yeah.
But you're right. It's just, okay. There's so many questions here. But to me, one is like, do you think people in the mass market could get behind an artist that's not a real person? I think that's just an intriguing topic, period, right? That's number one. Number two, I don't know what it is, but blurred lines, right? Like it made so many it had so many issues with where's the sample for Blurred Lines from? Because remember they got sued by Marvin Gaye, right?
Marvin Gaye,
I didn't even know that too, by the way. I didn't hear it anyway. And I think there's a percentage that it needs to be to change it, right? Like it needs to be there's a number. I don't know what the number is. Don't quote me on it.
Yeah.
But what I mean is
for transformative content, you need to change it
by X%, right?
I believe it's more than 50.
So something like that. But with like AI, you could pitch it up by like 50% easily. Like what I mean is you can literally go to the letter of the law and just straddle that line and get it. Because the way I think about it, imagine this, because I think it does two things. One is if we can, and this is where it's because there are no boundaries and it feels like the wild, wild west again. This is really interesting because the deck is reset, right? It's just like the internet in the beginning, right? But we know how to use the internet now. And we know the use cases of how massive it can be. Let me just give you like a fake scenario. Just say, and this is all dependent upon a party legislating it, all controlling it. Because if you don't control it, then what happens? It just goes everywhere. Yeah. But just say, let's call it universal music or whatever, right? Yeah. You could borrow, if I was a singer-songwriter and I wanted a verse from Jay, I didn't have to go to Jay, but I would go to his official AI and I'd use it. Yeah. And I would give 10% of whatever I get there. You think Jay wouldn't want that? He'd love that. Like he just sits his ass and gets his right?
That's smart and being ahead of the curve, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Usually, a lot of these companies and record labels and they're all behind. We've seen it with Napster.
By the way, this is my idea. By the way, I'm just patenting that out there.
Copyright that shit.
Chang marketing.
But like they're usually behind the curve, and we've seen that from the record industry that they. Like with Napster and streaming, they were really behind the curve.
Yeah.
I would actually think that would be
a great,
viable way to make money.
Honestly, if I were an artist, I would lean into it straight away. Yeah. I would just go and I'll record every word you want, use it, chop it, but just give me a royalty. Yeah. And people will do it, man. You might get some like amazing content off the back of it.
Because you could just say, look, I'm charging, instead of $500,000 for a feature, I'm charging $200.
Yeah. Or $200 a word. I don't know. Whatever the pricing structure could be. $200 a minute. I don't know.
Because that seems like something that the mass market would be like, well, I got a song with Jay-Z. All right.
Everyone would do it, right? Yeah. Just say if it was $500 a feature. Of course, you'd do it. Because you'd say, hey, I've got a song. It's featuring Jay-Z. And then...
Yeah. But that's the thing, right? Like, it's just out in the open. There's nothing to legalize anything. And it's just like, well, we don't know where the line is.
Okay, so I think the music and art is a fascinating thing because
we've seen it with AI art already. Right, a lot of people are up in arms because the way AI art is made is that it sources art that's already out there and then makes it from that.
Builds
and
upon it, right?
Shouldn't artists get royalties for that? And it's just like it's a very gray area. Like we don't know what.
So tell me this. So that's one element of it. Yeah. But what makes great art great art?
The artist, obviously.
The artist, but it's also that it's... I mean, maybe this is a way of thinking about it, but what I mean is there's scarcity to art, right? There's only one Mona Lisa at the moment. Yeah. And that's what makes it valuable. Because
the fact that the artist made it. The artist made it.
Because, and the statement, the chain of thought that I'm getting to is AI, it just doesn't stop, it doesn't breathe, it doesn't have to think because it's just regenerative. If you're getting 50 songs in a day, at what point does it become too much? You know what I mean? Because there's no end to this tap. It's picking up words from everywhere in the world. It's synthesizing it together. If you had... And there's a reason why an album doesn't have 10 out of 10 bangers 1 to 12. You can't do that.
But imagine if AI would say, this is what we believe are bangers. There you go. 10 bangers
10 bangers to 10 bangers. But you know what I mean, right? There's an up and a down. And that is that's humanity.
Yeah.
That is humanity is... Like of 20 albums, only 10 of them were good from Kanye. Like you have to have the crap.
The ups and downs.
You have to, right? Like that's the conversational.
If everything's,
you can't have everything hidden, right?
If everything's perfect, then nothing's perfect.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Because then, like, if everything sounds great, then it doesn't sound real, right? The rawness of it, and like we see this when artists first emerge.
Yeah,
it's usually the earliest stuff that we are drawn to because it just sounds so raw and it sounds like it's them.
Yeah.
Will it become in a point where we can't even recognize who these artists are anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, they might be using it now. We don't even know.
Yeah, of course. I mean, this to me is the ultimate Pandora's box of technology. Could the thing... Human beings always want more. I want my stock prices to go more. I want my efficiency to increase. I want to hack my body so I can have, like a better life, better exercise, more money, more. I want more information. I wanted to digest it there. I wanted my creatine shake to be made there. At what point does it become too much? The very thing that we want, which is this efficiency that we don't really know what it is, but we know that we want it. At what point who's moderating it? Like, how, because people already can't moderate themselves with social media, ourselves included. Like, you just stuck there.
Yeah.
This is a different version. This is basically, if you want to articulate, this is a more addictive version of social media. If I said this was going to be 20% more addictive, but you get 30% more efficiency, you can still take it. People would take it.
Yeah, it will. But yeah, it's just, and we're just in like March
beta,
or April. We're in April.
The beta phase of this conversation.
We're the fourth month of this year when this whole thing has blown up, and now it's already just gone to crazy lengths that we can't even discern if it's Jay-Z or not.
Yeah,
I
mean, at what point do you say that?
Well, here's the thing, right?
Yeah,
we can't discern that that's Jay-Z or not. By December, are we going to be discerning if this is real life or not? Are we in the Matrix? Right, like it's moving that
Matrix conversation.
It's moving that. I know quickly. What you mean. It's moving that quickly.
I'm saying if we believe,
what if they made AI made its own version of Jay-Z?
Yeah.
What if AI makes its own version of this whole world and everyone in it, and then we're just useless?
Like, where does this conversation? That's what I agree. Yeah. I totally agree. Useless. Like it's flipping scary, man. Like I don't know what else to say. If AI is so good, we should just let them rule the world. I mean, our prime ministers, our presidents are already pretty flawed to begin with.
Imagine an AI.
What would solve all our economic problems?
Imagine an AI president or prime minister. Man.
AI countries. Imagine if you had like these the metaverses are, but
yeah.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it, man. This is actually, I'm done with this conversation.
Imagine an island where you can go there and the whole thing is just run by AI and
There's
robots.
no limitation to this imagination. That's the thing. I mean, we think of things as robots, but it doesn't have to be robots, right?
Yeah,
it could just be freaking terminals.
Yeah.
Terminals where you put your hand in and you download a new emotion or like you know what I mean?
Now you're talking about it. That's the mass market. That's the
again, that's patented.
We're patenting everything here on Check Me on the down the rabbit hole.
Oh man! All right, I need to move away from AI. This conversation is boggling my mind. Okay. You've heard about okay. So